His Excellency Turkey Sheikh. He wants to see the rematch between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul, and he's now offering Mike Tyson $700 million.
Mike Tyson has received an incredible $700 million offer from Saudi Arabia for a rematch with Jake Paul. The offer has been confirmed, and fans are still upset about the controversial first fight. Who wouldn't want to see Tyson return and knock out Jake after that chaotic event?
Such an incredible fight and bring it to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
It is not something is surprise or not. We have a lot of fight.
The first fight barely made $20 million, and now we're talking about $700 million, a massive jump. It might seem like just another flashy cash grab, and we all know the last fight felt more like a reality TV show than a real match. But after looking into it, I found there's actually some science behind this crazy offer.
And when he was the champ, it was like, people don't understand what a champ he was. Like, he wasn't just the heavyweight champion of the world, he was an executioner.
Mike Tyson, once the undisputed king of the ring, feared by everyone and respected by even more, is making a comeback at 58. But if you think this is all about loving the game, I've got a bridge in Brooklyn to sell you. The truth is, it's all about the money. Now he's not just returning for one fight, it's a rematch with Jake Paul. It's a mix of nostalgia and controversy, as Tyson faces off with one of boxing's most polarizing figures today.
Wasn't the Tyson-Jake fight, wasn't that amazing?
Yeah. It's amazing they got paid so much money for that.
25 million and 40 million?
I think 20 and 40.
Let's be clear, Tyson's return to the ring is more about the money than the glory. Sure, the man can still throw a punch, but let's not kid ourselves, he's not coming back to revive the Iron Mike persona. He's coming back because there's a fortune to be made.
And the offer?
It's bigger than anyone expected. Tyson just got a $700 million offer for a rematch with Jake Paul. That's right, $700 million. If you thought boxing was just about two fighters battling for pride, think again. This fight isn't about sport, it's about spectacle, with Saudi Arabia using it to make a big statement on the global sports stage.
A legitimate boxer?
A legitimate boxer, yes. People mocked me when I was saying that before, but now I think people are coming around.
So why Jake Paul? The YouTube star turned boxer who somehow turned his controversial career into a cash machine. Whether you love him or hate him, Jake Paul's fights have always been more about the spectacle than the sport. Every time he steps into the ring, it's not just about fighting, it's about drama, pay-per-view sales, and getting people to tune in. Fans aren't watching for a technical masterpiece, they're watching to see if Jake Paul will finally get knocked out by someone who isn't Ben Askren or Tyron Woodley. And now, we've got a $700 million rematch. But here's the twist, this isn't just another fight driven by a promotion. Saudi Arabia is leading the charge. Yes, you read that right.
Of things about this.
You're just a big fight fan.
Yeah.
You love boxing.
Yeah.
Yes. Why? Where did that come from?
From the youngest generation.
Saudi Arabia is making its move in the boxing world, and they're here to make a statement. Turki Alik, head of Saudi Arabia's General Entertainment Authority, is the mastermind behind this deal. He's the guy who brought WWE to the kingdom, convinced Cristiano Ronaldo to join the Saudi Pro League, and now he's setting his sights on shaking up boxing with this massive $700 million offer. So, why would Saudi Arabia spend that kind of money on a Tyson vs. Paul rematch? Because this is about more than just two fighters. It's part of a much bigger vision.
Such an incredible fight and bring it to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
It is not something is surprise or not. We have a lot of fight before, and in the kingdom we are focusing on a lot of things.
Saudi Arabia wants to become the global epicenter of sports entertainment, with every major event happening on their turf. Tyson vs. Paul is just the beginning of a plan to establish the kingdom as the future hub of global sports. And what better way to kick things off than with a fight between a boxing legend and a YouTube star? It's packed with drama, hype, and controversy, all tied together with a jaw-dropping price tag. But here's the truth, Tyson's true fans, the ones who remember him knocking out opponents in seconds, know this return isn't about rediscovering his love for boxing or making a grand comeback. No, this is a carefully planned move to cash in on nostalgia and secure one last big payday.
Mike Tyson has a puncher's chance against anybody. Mike's 58 years old.
Tyson may still have the charisma, but let's be honest, he's not the fighter he once was. The punches he throws now are more about creating a buzz than actually intimidating his opponent. If you think you're seeing the old Tyson, think again. This comeback has all the signs of a cash grab. While the flashy appeal might fool some, the true fans aren't buying into it. And then there's Jake Paul, the man whose career thrives on spectacle and controversy. He knows exactly how to get people talking, whether it's mocking his opponents or challenging legends. Jake Paul has turned boxing into his own soap opera.
Such an incredible fight and bring it to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
It is not something is surprise or not. We have a lot to fight before, and in the Kingdom we are focusing in a lot of things.
Now, Jake Paul is being offered a shot at one of the greatest fighters of all time. If he wins, it would be the crowning achievement of his career, proving he's more than just a social media star. But if he loses, it's hard to see how he'll keep his credibility intact. Still, Jake isn't naive. He knows that no matter the outcome, the payday and the attention are worth it. This fight isn't really about the punches or the knockout. It's about the spectacle, the money, the hype, and the media circus. That's what's going to break records.
He's now offering Mike Tyson $700 million to knock out Jake Paul. And it's all coming from...
Let's break this down. The $700 million isn't just about paying the fighters. It's an investment in one of the biggest marketing campaigns the world has ever seen. Saudi Arabia isn't just spending money on Tyson and Paul, they're putting it into the entire event: promotion, marketing, global broadcasting, sponsorships, and a media blitz. Now, let's take a real look at Mike Tyson's legacy. At 58, he's no longer the fighter he once was. While Tyson might still have a few punches left, he's far from the powerhouse who once dominated the heavyweight division in the late 80s and early 90s.
Yeah, I maintain that in the time where he was champion, like the 2 or 3 years where he was at his best, he's the greatest fighter of all time.
Of all time.
Of all time.
Whether you love him or hate him, Jake Paul has built a controversial boxing career, one driven more by spectacle than substance. From YouTube pranks to increasingly divisive matches, Paul has mastered the art of grabbing attention. Now, he's facing Tyson in a rematch. If Jake manages to pull off an upset and beat Tyson at 58, it could be a career-defining moment for him. But let's be clear, this wouldn't be a legitimate triumph in the eyes of true boxing fans.
Jake Paul, I mean, as of right now, for what he's doing, it's good for what he's doing. But once he fights a real fighter, it's going to be bad.
Tyson versus Paul may sell tickets, but for true boxing fans, it's a spectacle that undermines the sport. Those who appreciate the skill, discipline, and true legacy of fighters will see it for what it really is: a glorified sideshow, not a real fight. A win for Jake Paul won't silence his critics or prove he's a legitimate boxer. Instead, it will only deepen the divide between genuine boxing talent and the spectacle-driven circus that has come to dominate the sport's mainstream coverage.
Needs these guys. Jake needs Tyson and needs all these other people, because everybody's going to tune in to hope that Mike Tyson knocks him out.
Boxing deserves better than this, and so do the fans. If Tyson truly cares about his legacy, he should stay retired rather than chase one last payday that only tarnishes the sport. So, what happens next? There's no official announcement yet, but negotiations are already heating up. At 58, Tyson has a lot to consider. Can he physically handle it? Does he even want to face someone like Jake Paul? Then there's Jake's schedule and the logistics of pulling off an event this big. Let's be honest, this is a massive operation. Social media will play a huge role in all of this. Both Tyson and Jake are experts at building hype online, and you can bet they'll use their platforms to make sure everyone's watching. Twitter battles, Instagram posts, TikToks. This will be the digital event of the century. So, is this fight inevitable, or just another pipe dream in the world of spectacle-driven boxing? We don't know for sure yet, but one thing's certain: if it happens, the world will be watching, and its impact will be felt for years.
Wasn't the Tyson-Jake fight, wasn't that amazing?
Yeah. It's amazing they got paid so much money for that.
25 million and 40 million?
I think 20 and 40.
Saudi Arabia wants to become the global epicenter of sports entertainment, with every major event happening on their turf. Tyson versus Paul is just the beginning of a plan to establish the kingdom as the future hub of global sports. And what better way to kick things off than with a fight between a boxing legend and a YouTube star? It's packed with drama, hype, and controversy, all tied together with a jaw-dropping price tag. But here's the truth: Tyson's true fans, the ones who remember him knocking out opponents in seconds, know this return isn't about rediscovering his love for boxing or making a grand comeback. No, this is a carefully planned move to cash in on nostalgia and secure one last big payday.
Such an incredible fight and bring it to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
It is not something is surprise or not. We have a lot to fight before, and in the Kingdom we are focusing in a lot of things.
He's now offering Mike Tyson $700 million to knock out Jake Paul. And it's all coming from